Hi everyone. I wanted to, I almost feel like I need to make a video right now because I was thinking about calling the suicide hotline. Not that I'm suicidal. I just want to talk with someone because I'm going crazy and it feels like no one at all can help me. No one. Only the very few people who believe in God, who are not like just, they don't take it seriously, but they actually, like, they know that God's all powerful and that the Trinity, and more than just like a lukewarm Christian. I don't want to be offensive, but it feels like only deep thinkers can hear me out. And I want to say something that I feel like going crazy right now. I don't know if I can take it anymore. That it feels like I'm overthinking about something. Here's what happened. At the Murphy Center at Fort Collins, so I'm homeless. I had the idea today that I should tell someone about the yoga practice, how I believe it is demonic. And she basically has heard it before, that that she's heard it before. And long story short, which I hate, it's like a disservice if I do a long story short. To me, it almost reminds me of someone rushing me. Like invisibly, I have to be subservient to people's exact preferences because that's what the phone makes me feel. Right now, I'm staring right at the time where it says it says 2 minutes right now has passed, and then like a forward slash, meaning like the 2 minute is the numerator, and then the max amount of time is the denominator, and the denominator is 15 minutes. So it's like to me, it almost feels like I'm being rushed because I'm not capitalistically inclined, because I went through a cult and it destroyed me utterly. And so I don't have good parents that taught me how to have a job. And I'm just operating on fumes, on nothing. I'm running on empty my whole life. That's what it feels like. And I was just going crazy. I was talking to myself, cursing, not we're like screaming in front of everyone, even though that's happened in the past. About like a year ago, that was a thing for me. But I didn't do it today. On at least, one day I didn't do it, which is Wednesday. I didn't scream so loud. Isn't that a bad thing when you don't scream as loud as... But I was kind of like talking to myself, and I was thinking, oh, people are gonna see that I'm talking to myself. I just have so much anger in me that it's ridiculous. It's almost, I don't even know if I'm being dramatic or being not enough accurate with how much rage. I am so mad. I can't even tell you. I cannot put it in words what I've been dealing with today. I can't. I don't know if I can, because it feels like everything I know is gone away. It feels like it's all turning to darkness. It feels like everyone around me has become a zombie that doesn't just aggressive towards my type. That's what it feels like. It feels like they're sharpening their spear and just marking every action I do to hold it against me, just to blame me for no reason. It's already happened, where they blame me for going to a girl's restroom in McDonald's. This place is getting out of hand. It's almost becoming unlivable in the Americas. At least for me. I don't know about anyone else that's healthy, but for people that like me are vulnerable. I'm homeless and vulnerable. It's so volatile. It's nothing but vitriol. They have nothing but vitriol, and to cover it up after they tried. That's all. When I moved here to Fort Collins, I didn't know it was going to be this bad. It's been like 3 months in, and like, here's the thing. So Okay, to sum this up, so I have to be hurrying up, right? Because of the 15-minute thing. I realized I wonder if I have a voice. Someone told me that I have a voice. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like it's going to get worse before it gets better, even if it ever gets better. That's how I feel about it. I don't think that anyone can convince me that it's not going to get really bad just because it looks really bad. So I want to tell you something that happened. Yeah, I tried to tell this woman what I learned about yoga, the things that she might not know about. Basically, she was saying that it's from Hinduism. She knows it's about Hinduism. And long story short, she told me that I'm dogmatic. She says that, I don't want to say it in a way like it's like she said, you dogmatic, I hate you. But she was like, she thinks that it's dogmatic. She kind of brought it up in a way where, I don't know, I guess you could say that, like, she was being balanced, so to speak, I guess would be the best way I can kind of describe it as a layman. But for me, this is weird. Okay, so I didn't freak out on her, but I was like trying to be very pleasant. Not trying. I'm trying to, like, basically I told her, I just told her like the parameters of what God is. I mean, what He had to deal with. I told her things like that. What was it? That God had to fight evil from the beginning, and he didn't have a beginning. He was an infinite person from everlasting to everlasting, and how we have beginnings. When we're born, at whatever place in the world you were, that's your beginning. And so she said that I box things in because I just basically the gist of it was, I told her that I started getting into the, what was it called? The yoga practice. Like, basically I was like telling her, like, hey, do you know that you worship deities when you do those poses? And she said, yeah, the Hinduism. And I was like, and we kind of progressed, and we talked about, I was asking, hey, do you know if that's a Kundalini thing that you're worshiping? And then she told me that she heard from other Christians that it's demonic or something like that. And I told her, because that's what I know to be true, is that yoga is the number one way to invite demons. And she told me that I'm boxing things in, because she thinks that I'm dogmatic because I'm boxing things in. And I'll tell you what, I don't know how much things came to me afterwards. It was afterwards only, not during it. Because I guess, I don't know if I was naive to just tell her, or maybe it's been too long since I've tried to save someone or spread the truth. For me, I've kind of was stifled by my mom, it feels like. Or that my mom told me something that I should be very aware of, and I'm just not listening to her. Or she said, wait till you're talking to people because you're not ready yet. To me, I almost think that God set up a fail-safe. So now that people understand, hey, this is what we can expect from Him. It's gonna be rough around the edges, anything He tries to explain me. But here's what I think is, because I was through that cult, and they deprive you of education and a reason to live, like, what else do you expect? Do you expect some very eloquent guy coming around explaining their ideas as sharp as an arrow? No, it's going to be sloppy. I might as well have a needle in my arm and a knife in my wrist, considering the circumstances. And that's just the fact, the way I see it. And again, I'm being rushed because I only have 15 minutes and I don't know how to handle my old phone that's on its last legs, and it's just so nerve-wracking, dude. It's like, I know that I would be in a way better state if it wasn't for my parents. Everything, how would I know? But yeah, so I'm going to keep on going, and I don't know if I can trust the internet anymore, if it's going to be around. that's just where I'm at. I think that I've just been going through it lately. A lot of things. And so I want to continue. So to talk about the dogmatism, right? I told her, I said, oh, I hate dogmatic things too. But then I let her speak. I kind of paused and then let her say something. And then she said, well, I think you're being dogmatic because you're boxing things in. And here's the thing. I grew up in a dogmatic cult. I agree that they are dogmatic, or I would say they are. I'd say they're satanic too. So who has dealt with more dogmatism in their life? And from what source? That was the question I was asking myself. Because truthfully, if you really look at it, yoga is from, I believe yoga is a satanic thing. It's a demonic thing. So isn't it so that I have the more blunt force to the head, so to speak, in terms of war scars of dealing with on the receiving end of dogmatism? I had to turn into an atheist to rid myself of that cult. And this came to me. I realized I am not dogmatic. Jesus and God are not dogmatic. Religion is. Religion is man-made religion. Man-made makes religion. But I'm not part of that. Do I go to the Jehovah's Witness cult or speak good of it? Or the Catholicism or Scientology? Or the Baptist? No. They can all likewise be exposed, have journalists that is going to be a thorn on their side to no end. That's what I want. I hate dogmatism. But it just triggers me because I work so hard on getting out of the pit of hell, only to I can't even handle this, only to have someone tell me that I'm dogmatic, because this is the epiphany I had. I read a book and I've been homeless in a desperate state, almost to where I'm gonna die. People will call me a beast of burden, my family, and yet I'm the dogmatic one. Not my brother, my narcissistic brother, my golden child sister, my covert narcissist dad, or my narcissistic or codependent mom. They're not dogmatic. No, I'm the one dogmatic. Even though I know I'm not. It's just the words that hurt. It's the words that hurt. Just to think that someone would think that of me. Oh, I can't stand it. I really can't. Like, look how I'm reacting. I'm reacting like someone that's gonna jump off of a bridge rather than just some guy that can handle things. And I don't go around, bloating to everyone that I'm such a, capable person. That's everyone else that gangbangs and does all kinds of stuff. She's got me mixed up. I'm someone that humbly says, look, I don't want any burdens that I can't handle. I'm not a tough guy. Just because, my exterior isn't so hard and polished up, I don't care about that. Because the homeless shelter I go in, they have a lot of people like that, as always, right? Prisons, homeless shelters, you get these volatile people that have a hard exterior. They don't care anything about the insides, only the outside. And it feels like she's lumping me in that category. That's just how I feel about it. Doesn't that matter in some way, even though it's not a fact? Couldn't I just turn it into a fact if that's just how I would react from a severely traumatized person? Doesn't it just overflow, into some sort of stronger way to lean on circumstantial evidence? So I don't know how to be very exact. So look, my time is about to be up. Just like my whole homeless situation, like they treat me like damaged goods. Adios. I have 20 more seconds. Because, they want to have their cake and eat it too and act like they help the homeless and, they're there for us. But the way I see it, it's very partial. It's a very fine line of helping or being discriminatory and prejudiced towards me. Okay, not enough.